I'll burn that this fall or winter. And I keep telling y'all about a gate right down there is the water trough, and the head chute is right there, and the water trough is right there, and that's that corner. But we're gonna eventually put H brace here, gate, and the H brace. But that's eventually. Anyway, got that cleaned up. The fence looking better. But I gotta ride fence line because I've got a short somewhere. I'm not sure where. I don't have one of them high-tech testers yet. But it's coming. Let's go see what else we can get into before dark. Alright, this is the hog pen, which we will be getting in about 4 weeks, I think. A couple piglets ordered, I guess you'd say. So what I'm going to do is, I've got this back panel off. I'm going to try to drag, get a little more slope going that way. That way this thing will turn into a pool. We'll leave them in here a month, and then I'll run 2-wire electric and let them out. Just let them run. Just in here is kind of like a training pen. So I'm going to try to get it graded off a little bit. Family farm this morning. We got a bunch of little stuff we're gonna get into today, like normal. I ain't got no big projects working on. Kind of a holding pattern for the fence right now, letting out some of that kudzu die off. I may work on it a little here in the next couple weeks, just depending on how my schedule goes. But for today, I'm gonna apologize for the next video. I know the past 2 videos, audio has been awful. Something happened to the mic on the GoPro here. Sorry, I got distracted. It just, sometimes it's staticky, sometimes it's not. I don't know what's going on with it. So I'm gonna deal with it for now. I've got me a media mod ordered, or I'm ordering me one. So I have it put on, and hopefully that'll help it. And then I'm also looking into getting some of those road bikes that everybody's using, so that'll help with the audio too. But starting out with the media mod, and that'll give me the external mic, and maybe that'll fix the problem, and then I could get me a lapel mic or whatever, the road mics. Sorry about the road noise right in front of the house. We're on baby watch. Sadie's got milk and got her locked in a barn, so checking on her twice a day at least. I had a bunch of storms the other day. Y'all seen on that last video, or maybe on the beginning of this one, but I had a bunch of storms, blowed sticks and everything down, so I'm gonna try to clean up a bunch of those sticks today, clean out some water troughs. With the cool air getting me thinking winter, so start prepping some of the barns. This front one right here, I'll show you when we get down there. We're going to tear the sidewall off so it's easier to put hay in the winter, and then put the back wall back on it. They've about tore it completely in pieces. So I'm gonna try to get it mounted. Might start tearing up some of the weed fabric on the garden, getting it removed so weeds don't cover it completely before spring. Clean up some brush, piles maybe. I don't know, see what we get into. But first, let's go walk down to the barn and check on the goat, feed the chickens. Moved to some new grass first thing this morning. Now we'll get them some feeding water. Sorry about the dog barking. It's just a pain with this hill right here, getting hay in right there or right there. So what I'm going to do is end up tearing out the sidewall, and we'll just bring it in from the edge and put it right there. And then we're gonna put the back wall back on it. We've taken it out, but I'm gonna put it back on there. And then this wall that's on there, I'm actually gonna turn around on the inside. So that's the plan, working on that barn. Sadie out here. He's bedding really a lot right there. You can see where she's just got it wallered out. Bring the hay down here. Give her some hay today. She's out. Go back up to the house. Let's get these chickens fed. bring you some hay. Round bales to feed in that barn. So, or we don't keep small square bales to feed in the barn. We just got a bunch of round bales. So, went yesterday and got 2 small square bales to feed while she's in the barn. When she has that baby soon, that'll be enough. She'll keep her in there for a couple weeks maybe, and then let her out. We'll clean that trough while we're here. Tractor up through here, right there, and then turned it and went that way. I'm not sure. Eventually, I'd like to next week probably process the older birds out and can all the meat. And if we do that next week, we'll probably end up putting them in the coop with the big ones. Because then about that time, those little ones should be big enough and ready to go in there. But we're just going to run that up through yonder. I'm thinking, who knows, I may just turn it around up there and come back and just run it back down. I'm not planning on taking them out of this pasture where I could run it. For a couple more weeks. Because as you can see, you got plenty of grass left still. There's plenty in that one already. It's ready to eat. So I'm going to hold that stockpile for winter. And then the 2 in the back are ready. But the ones that cows and stuff are on the pasture they're on right now, I'd say got another week left to it for them to eat on it. Let's get this trough, nasty trough filled up, cleaned out. Got a frog in it. This one kind of stays the nastiest because it's in the sunlight most of the day, so it goes algae in it. But it ain't bad. We only got to clean it maybe once a week. with just one donkey in here and those 3 goats, it's really the worst because they don't drink water down very much. So it just sits in here. And I think that's why this one grows algae the most. So they don't drink it down. The one in the back, it's got 2 things. It just drinks down pretty quickly between the cows and everything. And it's not in direct sunlight for a lot of the day. So it's got 2 things going for it. Filled up, and then we'll go get side by side saving some hay and start picking up some limbs. Alright, excuse the chicken for a minute. We're gonna get all the limbs picked up. Most of them, I got one more load probably I'm gonna get, but I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some feed for the bees. So this is my community feeder. Turn y'all, yeah, so y'all can see. I have feeders in the hives also. I'm gonna have community feeder also, and I think I'm gonna go ahead today mix up a bucket of sugar syrup for the community feeder, and then later on I'm gonna go ahead and mix up 5 gallons to put in the hive, but I won't put it. I'll mix it now and I'll let it sit for an hour or 2, and then I'll go pour it in the hives. Some of them have frame feeders, some of them have bucket feeders on top. I think there might be one hive that doesn't have either, so I got a frame feeder right there to get in it, so I'll have to deal with that. But take y'all and show y'all my feed location. It's where I've always community fed, so any of the bees know where to get it. They've been out for probably a week, I would say. And these are actually, I got them laying here because I'll come out here when I'm out here and I'll walk by, and if there's any hornets or like that wasp I just killed, that black and white wasp, I'll smash them because they like to prey on the bees that are around here. So, but there it is. It kind of fills up right up to the edge at first. Y'all can see that water. It's right up to the edge on the lower end. That's just that initial suction that gets in the bucket, but after it gets suction, each one of these has a hole. So after it gets that suction going, it won't spill out no more. Like you see, it's burning a little bit. Another dead wasp. See, already a honeybee right there. Trying to watch it and make sure it ain't. If it's 2 out of 11, it will never stop. As long as it's close, it'll be fine. But there's one bucket. Let's go mix one more. This is another community feed bucket. It's got the holes drilled in it, but I'm not using it right now. I'm just going to use it to mix a bucket full in there. keep the bees out of it. Let it rest for a little bit, and while it's resting, the next thing I need to do is need to go check fence line. My electric's not popping like it should at the charger over here. Lower out a little bit, see if it stops it from leaking out. Alright, we're gonna drop this trailer, and then I'm gonna load these limbs up, and then we're gonna go ride fence line real quick just to check, see if I can figure out where. I'll take the chainsaw with me so we can figure out what's on the fence, keeping it from popping. But I'll pick y'all back up when we get to the walking the fence line. Here's the other side of that fence where we was running the tractor the other day and pushed all that brush over in that brush pile there. Just come down here to check first, because this is where it was pushed up against it. And I'm just figuring we're going to cut this one off. Go ahead and cut it down. Probably go ahead and cut that one down. May leave that one if it's going to fall that way. Because what happens is the goats come in here. Mainly the goats. Donkeys might too, but none of the goats do. And they'll eat this bark off these trees. After they eat all the leaves, they eat the bark off this, any tree really. And causes it to die. So that's why they fall over. They done eat a bunch of that. That's why it fell over. And a bunch of this down through here has done fell. So what I'm gonna do is I got some dog fence up there, and I'm gonna, one of my projects is I'm gonna go around, and any of the trees I don't want them eating on, like this one, which may end up getting cut down. I think it's a princess tree, and I think it's bad, but for them, the leaves and stuff. But for right now, if it ain't dead, I don't know if it bloomed this year or not. But so it looks dead. But if it don't bloom, then I'll cut it down. If it does, then I'm gonna take that dog fence and wrap around the bottom of any of these trees I don't want them eating on. This privy hedge junk I don't care about. They'll end up getting all of it cleaned up. We're looking at a couple deals. Big older 80s model Kubota. Doesn't have a lift arm on the front, but it's bigger. It's like a 50 horse. Looking at getting it maybe. I'm going to talk to the guy maybe today. And then getting a PTO powered chipper. So instead of piling all these branches up to burn, when I'm cutting, I can just, for the most part, it'll stay on the back of that or a brush hog, and just bring it over here and chip this stuff into the trailer, and then go dump it in a pile, which will be better, be quicker, I can keep it all cleaned up as I cut it down instead of piling it until I get a chance to burn it, and then dealing with all that, taking chances of stuff catching on fire. But if I do buy that tractor, I am going to buy the chipper at the same time. So tractor needs a little work, but we'll see how that deal works out. It runs, but I think it needs a clutch, and the brakes are seized on it or don't work on it or something. So other than that, it ran when they parked it, but it's been parked for years. But fence is good here, so let's go find another spot. This kudzu, I'm gonna try to hit it with a weed eater, get it off that electric wire, and then saw a bird flying over. Hope it wasn't a hawk. But get that kudzu off that just from there down to right here. You can see. Then I'm gonna hit underneath this bottom wire real quick. Get it all off of that because there's a good bit of grass growing up on it. And I can hear it popping. And it may just because it's early in the morning, the dew and everything, but I'll get all this weeded and we'll see what we got there. Y'all seen the time lapse, I worked up through there, and then I just really was just walking the fence line, but I hit a few dog fennels that's out in the middle, and that Prelament junk went ahead and knocked it down. But worked my way back around, and then we did this electric. It was bad right there about the other side of the ditch. It was pretty much completely on the ground, grass, because it grows and then touches it and it dies and lays across it, and then just as it keeps doing that, it weighs it down. But she's good and tight now, so we're gonna check this fence line. I really want to take Honey and MJ, the two big ones, run me an electric down the side of the road up there, and just let them eat all this right through here. Just one day at a time, just take them out there. I really wouldn't even have to run me electric, just walk them out there and then tie about a 10-foot leash to a post and just let them eat 10-20 foot off of it, and then move them from post to post all the way down through there until they get all that dang kudzu. When they get it all eaten, then I go in and cut the main vines. Just like this, if I can get it knocked down, I can control it. It's just knock it down because that's so thick and nasty. Section right here still needs to be cleaned up. checking to see if there's anybody laying in here. Any of the chickens. Grass growing back in here now, which ain't what I wanted, but all that privy hedging junk's gonna die off, and the goats are gonna kill it, and it's gonna fall. Let the grass grow. All right, let's go see if we can find somewhere else on the fence we need to clean off. It's probably been 30 minutes, and I don't know if y'all could see from here, but we found the sugar water. But for now, it's looking pretty good. Get my tester out and test it.